Okay, All right. What was this lady's name? Tamara Green is one of Cosby's old accusers? Or she's just coming to the table now because...
She's just coming to the table now. This is the latest one.
Yeah, well...
a new one, right.
Well, what's the story with Cosby? Do we have any more details on this?
Very, they're keeping it under wraps. Cosby's got some good people, and they're keeping all this stuff under wraps, I think. Because these allegations, they're kind of old. Some of them, remember years ago, stuff like this popped up, and it kind of just went away. And now a girl's coming forward and saying that he drugged her. This is 30 years ago, though. Drugged her and then fondled her. Mm-hmm. And now another girl is coming forward saying that this happened more recently. And the investigation is ongoing. I think the police are involved. They're checking it out. And they're seeing... if the Cos has done some things that he probably shouldn't have been doing.
Right. So the latest accuser they couldn't really get on the news programs this morning, so they got this other lady that's coming forward.
Yeah.
And she's coming up with some pretty crazy stuff that
really?
Cosby supposedly did. Let's listen to Tamara Green.
Well, there were a number of people at the table, friends of his, and he said to me, yes, you do seem ill, you're slightly feverish, would you like to have some contact? So he went into some sort of office area at the back of the restaurant, and he produced 2 capsules in his hand. But I thought nothing of it, and I took the capsules. In about, 20, 30 minutes, I felt great, I'm telling you. And then about 10 minutes after that, I was almost literally face down on the table of this restaurant.
Oh. With the Cos coming up with some dessert from behind. I want to give you some contact. Not contact. Illegal contact. I have a pill, a red pill and a green pill. Take one and you wake up in the Matrix. Take the other one and I'll be doing you in the pooper over the table at the restaurant.
She's an idiot.
Why?
Because he gave it to her right at the table with everyone, and she's pretty much, she just can't handle her cold medicine.
Her cold medicine, I've taken some of that stuff.
We talked about the cold medicine thing, and it should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a drugstore and get this without a prescription.
Some of it can really put you over.
And if she had maybe a glass of wine or something with lunch, I don't know, Of course she would have a reaction like that. If Cos was going to do something, he wouldn't be doing it right in front of everyone like that, right?
These are suppositories is what they are. It's kind of new suppository. Let me put it on my applicator and put it in your pooper.
It's called contact. All right, well, then she goes on here.
He said, oh my, you must be more ill than we believe. I totally lost motor control. I was almost unable to hold my head up. I was very, very, very stoned. And he took me into my apartment and then very helpfully and nicely was prepared to take off my clothes and help me into bed and pet me. And, and that's how the actual assault began.
All right, I'm back in the game. I'm back. All right, I'm back with you, Tamara. Because this is what I love about these type of cases where someone gets a little woozy from wobbly pops, and you always have to bring them home and undress them. Why?
They must.
How many times have you been so hammered you'll fall asleep with your shoes on in a bed and it just doesn't matter? But the person that is trying to help you has to make sure you're completely naked in your own bed.
There's no reason. If she can't keep her head up, she'll fall asleep with her clothes on.
Know how many times we've been in that situation, maybe in a frat house or down in Springbrook, what have you, and you just get the person in their bed with their shoes, and there you go.
Here, put your head up on this here. Put your mouth over this. This will keep your head up.
But they always claim that they just want to make you comfortable and take all your clothes off and make sure you're under your sheets.
With Rudy, I used to put her to bed and I take her little clothes off, and this is no different than just taking care of one of the Huxtable kids. Now let me fondle your big 7 dessert mama muff. I was petting it.
All right. Here's another clip from Tamara Green.
I didn't know how sick I was or how stoned I was, but I slowly began to understand that I had not taken contact. The center of my being understood that, he had gone from helping me to groping me and kissing me and touching me and handling me and, taking off my clothes.
Ooh, tell me more.
Wow.
You gotta love Cosby.
The center of her. Yeah, he realized he had a drugged out girl there, and go to town.
What are you supposed to do?
You give her the contact.
Yeah.
Take her to bed, take her clothes off.
Whiny bitch has the sniffles. This is what you get. Suck it up.
Well, I don't know. What do you think? You think he did this?
One more clip.
Well, I actually told him that he would have to kill me, that if he didn't kill me and he tried to rape me, it was going to go very badly. And I was furious, and I'm throwing things around. So he, I guess it was inconvenient at that point. I had not been crushed successfully into submission. And he left $200 bills on my coffee table.
Ooh.
And he left my apartment.
Here you go, whore.
Now, this happened years ago. She's coming forward now?
Yeah, why now?
Yeah. Why now?
Was it because she was scared?
30 years?
Is that what they're saying? This is like 30 years ago?
Did she spend the money? If she spent that $200, that's it.
Maybe she had it until this time. Maybe it just finally ran out. She's frugal.
Whew. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
It's kind of hard after 30 years to come forward.
Well, there's a lot of opportunists out there, you know. She's figuring, I could get some FaceTime. Another opportunist is this Corey Feldman. All right. In other news today, Bill Cosby won't face charges.
I told you. It's
they don't have enough evidence, or I don't even know why.
Where are they going to get evidence from? This story is 20 years old. How old is it? Older than 20 years? I don't even know.
Well, he's got stories all over the ball field, but the latest one was, I think, relatively recent in Philly, right?
The story about the woman that was drugged?
Yeah.
And
well, the audio we had, that was an old...
At the restaurant?
Yeah, that was an old claim.
Yeah, that was an old claim. But this new one, also, they're not situations where there's really any evidence.
Yeah, well...
So the Cos gets off the hook. And he's just one of those guys that unless you have a ton of evidence... You're not going to ruin his credibility, you know. He's got that, Huxtable credibility where people still look at him as, Dr. Huxtable. It's hard to rip that down. Oh, there it is.
Derek is.
Oh, look, Bill Cosby's doing that wacky dance at the beginning of the show. Oh, look, it's so zany. I'm laughing just watching him do the little dance.
Yeah, where he kind of dances into Theo's room and puts his finger in Theo's girlfriend's pants while she's dozed off.
Theo, give your girl some of these drugs and leave her laying here on the bed, and I'll give her a full examination. She look like she needs a pelvic, and I'm Dr. Huxtable, OBGYN. Let me just put my hand in here. I'll flim-flam the flarn and flig. It's the flarn and flan and flarn. See what I pull out over here.
What a douche Cosby is. Doesn't like comics who use dirty words.
No.
I guess it's nice if you don't use profanity while you're fingering a sleeping person. Self-righteous jizz bucket.
His comedy.
Sick.
His comedy is brilliant. I listened to one of the channels on XM. They do the old school comedy.
Old school.
And I once listened on one of my trips around America when we weren't working.
Yeah.
To like a 40-minute bit on skiing.
40 minutes, though, of Bill Cosby
it was,
going on and on?
Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it was at least 20 to 30 minutes. It went on and on and on. And you know what? It was brilliant.
It was great. He's a great comic.
I got to tell you, it was brilliant. I love the storytelling comics. I'm a big fan of that.
Can be done in
Pryor
5
did it
minutes,
that way. Bill Cosby did that.
Pryor told real stories, though. Pryor told stories that had social relevance. Cosby, who's a great comedian and brilliantly funny, but it's like, ugh. Then you see his real personality. It's like there's no connection between the two.
No, I understand that.
It annoys me.
I disconnect in that way, you know. I mean, he believes everyone should do comedy like he does, and that's the problem I have with Cosby.
It's like if you want to speak, you speak through your work. I hate when artists just take the fame they have and then use it to go in a totally different direction. Speak through your work, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Pryor did. He talked through his work. You didn't hear him off stage. He said what he had to say in the context of his work.
Hey, Eric found the skiing bit. We could take a 25-minute break.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm kidding. Don't worry about it.
You found it?
Yeah, we finally figured out how to use the master computer here in the studio.
Can we hear a minute of it?
Master computer.
You want to hear just a slight?
Yeah, just to hear it.
All right.
Yeah, but there's a lot of funny voice inflection.
Yeah, no, but I mean...
I went to the ski.
We take the lift up the mountain. That's why it takes 25 minutes. It could be like done in 3 minutes.
I have a friend of mine who has been divorced 3 times. So this friend of mine, who at the time, I was in my 40s, he was 50-something. So he says, I want you to go skiing with me. So I said, really, I don't want to go skiing. He said, look, you have not witnessed the feeling of going downhill with the wind in your face.
Where's the funny?
And the sound and the freedom of going down at this speed, and it's just you and God.
All right, look, I can understand if you're traveling across the country and have
hold on a minute.
5 weeks.
I understand. We're gonna see how long it takes to get to the first lap.
Get to the first funny.
That's
we
all
have
we'll
a timer
do.
on it and everything.
That's all we'll do.
How many seconds in is it?
So far,
we're already
almost a minute in, and still not one laugh yet. Well, he's setting up the bit.
And he started to rhapsodize.
That's not a laugh.
And I kept looking at him, and I kept saying,
minute in.
Wonderful for you, but I don't want to. Well, he's one of these people, you know, they keep it up, and they keep it up, and they keep it up. But he kept it up, and finally, I said, okay, I'll go with you. I'll go with you on a Saturday.
We're still waiting.
Oh,
my God.
Great. So he comes up, and he says, I'll take you over to the store to buy.
He didn't use any drugs on these women. He just lulled them to sleep with this bit and then molested them.
All right.
How long in so far?
We're 90 seconds in.
90 seconds, a minute and a half in, not one laugh, not one joke.
You listen to this on a cross-country flight, what you put on when you took off out of Newark and over Colorado, it gets amusing?
Dude, I drove all over the country.
Same joke. Colorado, it got amusing, and he was driving.
Wow, it shows you It shows you how bored I was in our hiatus. So we're 90 seconds in so far.
The stuff. So I said, okay.
He's getting ski stuff.
So we go over to this place, all these salespeople walking around with tan, wrinkled skin, but white circles.
How long was that?
Right, is that the first laugh?
The tan sink in,
laugh?
That was a good laugh. That was a nice laugh. It was a good laugh in the whole crowd.
All right, so that was about almost 2 minutes in.
Okay, minute 45 maybe?
Something like that.
Just about 2 minutes in. Almost 2 minutes in.
So why they laugh? Because skiers get a lot of, sunburn?
A lot of sun. It wasn't really a joke. It was kind of a...
Well, let's go for the...
Look like...
The people are looking for something to laugh at.
Negatives of raccoon, you know.
That's the joke. That's the joke. Looks like a negative of
They
a
all
raccoon.
have great white teeth. Great healthy-looking teeth.
All right, well, there you go.
You know, teeth are funny. I went to a dentist. I believe his name was Bob the dentist. And I sat in the chair, and there was an instrument there that I believe was made by the Acme Dental Company. The building is located in Virginia. I believe Virginia, that's on the east coast of the United States of America, which is a great country. Well, 50 states. But years ago, there weren't 50 states. Shut up! Oh, my God!
Yeah, well, that's why he got cleared, I guess. He's still explaining what happened.
You know, he was probably explaining, and the people just went, screw it, drop the case.
You know what? It's not worth our time.
I was with the girl and gave her some pills. I believe they were from the Pfizer Corporation. You know, Pfizer's financials were very good this year, and I believe the stock is going to go up for Pfizer. But, you know, it's sort of speculation, like many stocks. That's why I put it in the bonds. I like bonds. I like James Bond movies. You ever notice James Bond always has a nice car when he drives? He got the ejector seat. Don't you wish you had an ejector seat? Especially if I'm sitting next to you telling a goddamn story. You could just pop me out the roof. You want a pudding pop? Here's Jell-O pudding. You know, the Jell-O Company was founded in 1927. And shut up!
Yeah, they're probably
Drop the case!
All right, forget it. Forget it.
Screw it. I don't care if you're a serial rapist.
Right.
Leave.
And Cosby's a great comic. I mean, no one's saying he's not a great comedian. Man.
I am.
In the 60s, I mean, Pryor used to steal Cosby stuff when he first started. So,
Really?
Yeah. He would, because he wanted to be like the next black guy, like with the conked hair type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
The cause from Munaki. Jesus.
But he just annoys me because he's so self-righteous, so inconsistent.